Hello and welcome to Two-Way Street Coffee House. I'm Jennifer Ashley.
I'm Joel Simpson.
Today we are here with Bob OHanlon and Bill Lemos of the Plank Road Folk Music Society.
Longtime board members, longtime supporters of the folk music scene around us. The Plank Road has been around for 35 years.
Yes, in fact, yeah, they're celebrating their 35th anniversary this year. So why don't we start by, let's start with you, Bob. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do at Plank Road and your history with the organization.
Okay, yeah, Bob OHanlon. I'm currently the president of Plank Road, have been for 12 years, and I've only been a member like 14 years. I have a board of directors that's terrific, and each one has a set of talents of their own and opinions and personalities, and I kind of uh, utilize my management skills, if you will, to get the best out of them that they can contribute to Plank Road. Some of them have been around longer than I have, some shorter, and we're all pretty dedicated to the music scene. We really like Plank Road, what it stands for and what it actually is, which is a very friendly and welcoming music environment for all levels of players.
That's great. That's great. So, Bill, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and talk about your role?
Okay, Bill Limas. Bob, I've been going to Plank Road for maybe 10, 12 years. And a while back, Bob invited me to join the board. And I said, why? What do I do? um, so I was, they needed a vice president on the board. So I'm the vice president, I think in title only. Bob manages everything. And also the secretary, so I take notes when we have our board meetings. And I'm very involved in the Quarter Notes newsletter as well. Write most of the articles.
We quoted your newsletter in our post today. The
All right.
part about Down the Old Plank Road, we wanted to feature that upcoming project that you have in celebration of your 35th anniversary. So we, took an excerpt from your old Quarter Notes, or it's called the Quarter Notes, right? I wanted to call it the Old Quarter because I'm thinking back to the days of the early times of the Plank Road Folk Music Society. And when I was a kid, I remember being dragged around to some of the churches in Brookfield, like St. Barbara's, I believe. And I remember being taken there and even remembering getting a treat of a soda pop and some popcorn or something, as there was a folk show going on back in the day. I know you say you weren't involved with that, but a lot of the members are still people who were original founding members in that, aren't there?
They are still involved to some degree. Yeah, it's good to see them. On Saturday, we had that great conference slash concert slash workshop by Mark Dvorak, who was one of the founders. And he filled in a lot of history voids that I wasn't quite aware of, or I didn't have them in the right sequence. So yeah, there's a list of probably a dozen people that you could say founded the organization and put the mission statement in place that we still adhere to, and a lot of the methodologies. Although we've tried to keep up with the technology, even though the music we like is old time music. Basically, we want to be sure we're on Facebook and that our newsletters online and that we have a website and that we can do virtual sessions. But otherwise, we adhere pretty strictly to the mission of preserving, promoting, and presenting old time folk music, which is a pretty broad group of music. We don't narrow it down to just Pete Seeger. I mean, it broadens out to country western and bluegrass and so forth.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about how Plank Road brings the music to the people. So let's talk about maybe your events that go on. So normally, it would be a physical event, but like you said, you're doing some virtually. So let's talk about the different events.
Do you want to do that, Bill, or do you want me to keep going here?
You keep going, Bob.
Okay. We actually have counted, and we present approximately 85 different events a year. So approximately 7 a month for our members. Most of them are in person when we're in non-COVID times. And we have get-togethers for folk sing-arounds and country music sing-arounds. We present barn dances, our string band does. We have special events, parties at the log cabin in Lombard, and some festivals that we attend. But really the basis of the organization is groups of us getting together in your two-way street location, which is perfect for what we're trying to do because the whole decor and environment looks like old time music, and that's what we're playing in there. So we have a song leader and we sing for a couple of hours every Saturday, which is the core event. Now the string band is a slightly different story. They play a little bit different kind of music and they meet in a different location, but they're a huge part of Plank Road. They're probably, truth be told, the better musicians of the whole organization. So they practice and they play for the barn dances and for festivals and so forth.
So, Bill, your newsletter, you're getting quite some response on that, and you've been covering some good ground on that. Has it been fun to do the research on that and celebrate the 35 years, and anything in particular that stands out to you in your research that you found out?
Well, a while back, Dottie Lee, who's another board member, was able to get a hold of a bunch of old issues, all the way back, I think, and she was able to put them all online. And just in reading, no way I've read all of them, but in reading some of those, I'm amazed at the number of people and people I've heard of, actual, like Mark Dvorak and others, what was accomplished back in the day. Your dad was very involved. So that's been very interesting. We haven't done that many articles about that in particular, but we try to, as far as the newsletter, we try to always do some stories that involve actual members. I mean, we can always do stories about, different kinds of guitar tunings or the history of bluegrass or something like that. But whenever possible, we try to get stories that involve Plank Road members, because I think that's more interesting to the audience.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see some of the photos that I've found in the Two-Way Street archives, and to hear some of the stories that you've presented, and then also to watch that concert with Mark Dvorak. It was fun because he could kind of go in detail about his early times at the Plank Road.
Right.
Well, and he's such a fantastic storyteller, on top of being a phenomenal musician. So, he's, just a really great guy to help celebrate all of this history because he was a part of it.
And thank you and the whole board and all the volunteers at the Plank Road, because it's been amazing to do the cooperative events, that the sing-arounds in person when we're able to do that. Those are just so fun. The barn dances, my daughter, my middle daughter, when she turned 13, requested to have her birthday party at one of the barn dances. So we literally brought a cake and, made sure that, one of the best callers was there that night or whatever. And it was great to be a part of that. And I remember doing, barn dances when I was a kid and being at Plank Road events. And it's fun to be a part of carrying that forward with you. And
I've yet to be to a Plank Road barn dance. So I can't wait till COVID's over so I can try my hand at that. So we'll see. It'll be.
Can I add something about the quarter notes that Bill was talking about the newsletter?
Sure.
I think it's outstanding that an organization our size, so we're not a gigantic organization, has a quarterly newsletter of that quality and quantity. Look at all the information and the stories that these guys work on. And Bill's a natural copywriter. He's a terrific writer. And so any subject we come up with, we have a quality story. And over the years that say I've been involved, so there've been 40 or 50 of these things. They fascinate me. They really do. They could be one-page list of here's our upcoming events, and they're not. They're very in-depth, and so I hope everybody appreciates them as much as I do. But
Well,
I think it's a
absolutely. It's just
terrific
a
newsletter.
fantastic way to preserve
Yeah,
history and the
it
events
is.
of what's going on, and
True.
it's and for those who come after us, we're getting such joy looking through the archives of two way. So it's great to continue that tradition to provide for those who come after. So it's great all around.
Yes.
Well,
Hard to believe, 35 years. That's pretty incredible. Of course, two-way street, 50 years. That's
That
even,
that's even more incredible, isn't it?
yeah.
It's
it really
it's
is.
important, and it's great that we get to be part of keeping it all alive and going forward.
We're same mission, helping each other out. That's what it's like out here in the Chicagoland area and the folk scene. So,
Yeah,
but gentlemen, thank you so much, and
thank you.
the bravo to the Plank Road.
Yes.
Well, thank you. We appreciate all the effort you're making these days to keep Two-Way Street alive and cooking.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we tune into the virtual sing-arounds that are happening with Plank Road. You don't want to miss. They're
The
super
song
fun.
circles on Tuesday, the country western sing
Fourth
arounds.
Saturday. Yes, sing-arounds this first and third Saturdays. See?
Tune in, definitely.
I know my facts.
All right.
All right.